All right, well, it's a new year. Hopefully things go a little bit better this year than they did last year, right? But no, for real. So we've got New Year's resolutions coming up, right? That's like the big thing right now. Beginning of the year, got things we want to change, got things we want to do. I want to talk about these resolutions. I want to talk about how to actually do them and a couple of tips and tricks so that you can legitimately be effective with the things that are percolating in your brain and actually turning those things into real life things that actually do happen. A lot of times with resolutions, it's very general. It's like, I want to lose weight. I want to do this thing. I want to get better at this, right? And the intention is awesome. It's great to want to be improving on something. But if it's general, you're not really left with anything, right? That's just you're just kind of dead in the water. There's not really much to do from there. That's why most people don't actually do those things that they're setting out to do at the beginning of the year. They get 1 week in, 2 weeks in, life kicks in, boom, they're done. And that kind of sucks, right? Because we want to do well, we want to do good things. We want to actually make these things happen. So what do we do? How do we do that? Well, you have to actually have a legit plan. You have to actually specifically know what you're going to do and what you're going to mark as the end, because losing weight or learning a new skill has no beginning, middle, or end point at all. It just is a thing that exists in the ether, but there's nothing to actually grasp at and do right now. So what is it that you're going to do? We got to figure out what that goal is. So rather than losing weight, let's give a number to that. 10 pounds, okay? I want to learn, I want to raise my 30-second speed score by 5 reps, okay? Now we're getting somewhere. I want to learn to do, I want to learn to do a quadruple under jump rope skill. Doesn't matter what kind, just has to be a quadruple under. Or I want to get my mic release finally locked down where I can do it 10 out of 10 times. These are all super specific. These are things that, cool, I know what the end result is and I know what is going to count as, got it. And this can change. It doesn't have to be the only thing that happens, right? You can definitely modify as you go, but you need something, some kind of a goal. It's legitimately clear about what defines I got it. And then from there, the next question is obviously, well, what do I have to do to get to that point, right? This is where we start to get really detailed. Let's take the example of losing weight. That's probably the most common one, right? How many days a week are you gonna go? What's the plan there? What kind of workouts are you gonna do? How are you gonna attack that? Do you know what you're gonna do? Do you know what to do? Or are you gonna seek out some help? And so these are all the detailed steps, the detailed things you can do to attack that goal. And so for upping your speed step score, your 30-second speed step score by 5 reps, what are you gonna do to make that happen? How many days of the week are you gonna go work out? What types of workouts are you going to do? And here's the big part, no matter what those steps are, do all of the steps that you're deciding you're gonna do that are correlated to that goal, do they make sense? Is it actually realistic to crush them and do them and make it happen? Are you gonna go to practice twice a week for half an hour, and is that gonna result in getting those 5 extra steps or losing that weight? Well, it kind of depends on the time, right? We have to know exactly how long. Not only are we defining what the goal is, we have to define how long we're expecting this to take, and it all has to really make sense. So if you're saying you're gonna lose 10 pounds in the first 3 weeks of January, right? Is that really realistic? Is that actually gonna happen? Not so sure about that, right? Whereas if you're going 10 pounds down for after the first 3 to 4 months, and I know I can commit to 4 days a week in the gym doing legitimate good work with a trainer for at least an hour. Okay, now we're starting to rock and roll, right? Now we're starting to see a plan. Now we're getting what's really going on here. The same thing for increasing your 30-second speed step score by 5 reps, right? Are you doing 2 rounds a week? Are you actually okay, cool. By the end of Q1, right? By the end of the first 3 months of the year, I'm gonna have that extra 5 because here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be in the gym 3 to 4 times a week, because sometimes I can't do 4, but most of the time I know I can hit 3. So you got 3 to 4 times a week, right? You know the types of workouts you're gonna do. Maybe you're with a team, maybe you've got a coach, maybe you're seeking outside resources, or maybe you've done something in the past that will work. Sweet. Awesome, right? Now you got that plan. Now, this whole discussion is important because a lot of times we set these goals, and because we do not put the forethought and the planning into it, we don't achieve them. But the problem is we don't sit back and realize that we didn't put in the time to make a legit plan, but we still negatively evaluate ourselves. We drop down our own self-esteem because we didn't put the planning in, right? So this is what we're trying to avoid. Nobody needs lower self-esteem, especially after 2020. I think we're all a little bit wrecked from all that of what happened. So like we're trying to get better this year, right? In all parts of life, right? So let's definitely make sure that we're very clear about our intentions. We're setting this foundation that we can actually work with. We're not saying, yeah, I'm gonna do this thing, and it just exists way out there and we're just kind of floating around hoping that things will happen, right? We're actually putting in a plan. It might sound overly detailed and aggressive, but it's really not. It's actually pretty straightforward. It's just kind of doing this prep work and this foundation so that you will allow yourself the chance to be successful. And let's imagine a scenario where maybe you set this foundation, you understand what you're gonna do, you put these things into motion, and you still don't necessarily succeed. You don't actually make that goal happen. Well, now all you've done is run an experiment. You can look back on it and be like, cool, here's what I thought would happen. Here's what I tried to do. And let me see where things broke down, because where those breakdowns occur are valuable information. It's not just about achieving or not achieving. This is not binary. This is not a binary thing. If you don't achieve that goal, you can look back and go, oh, you know what? I thought I was gonna be able to hit Mondays and Wednesdays. Actually, I didn't because work changed. Oh, you know what? I thought food was gonna be a lot easier. Turns out food's way harder than I thought. Oh, you know what? I like going to the gym, but I only like going with other people and no one else was going with me. All of these things, if you can do the due diligence of sitting down and figuring out and have patience with yourself, can unlock so much good stuff for you long term, so much good stuff. So yeah, New Year's resolutions, right? That's my spiel. That's what I've got for you on that. Definitely stay tuned. We got more vlogs coming. We got the new little setup, which is kind of cool. So I hope you guys like that. Definitely drop a comment down below if you have any questions or if you just kind of dug this video. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video.